Hello, this is Laura from Home and School. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to take you along with me as I clean up. We just had a full morning of homeschooling this morning, and it's a little bit of a big mess in here. So I'm going to take you along while I clean up, and then I'm going to do a little tour of our homeschool space. So you can kind of see where we store our stuff, where we keep things, all that. this 3x3 calyx, I guess it is. It wasn't from IKEA, but you know, same idea. I hang artwork up there. Don't have anything new yet to hang up there. We just started our year. The kids each have one of these little, I don't know, pencil bucket things. Pencils, markers are all in there. I got these last year in like the Target dollar spot. And then this is like one of my kids. This is funny. I've been doing this for a while. It's the Melissa and Doug. I don't know, some toy came, I think it was like Cars and Trucks or something, came in there, Melissa and Doug, for my 7-year-old when he was like 2. And I started putting crayons in here and sorting it by color, and we've kept it pretty good ever since. Like, they are very good about putting the colors in the right spot. So that's our crayon thing. And then just some other tools and stuff. That's all right here on the top. And then we have all our books down here. So this is all my 7-year-old's books in this cubby. And then my 5-year-old's books are all here. And then these are all the books that I kind of rotate through for table time. So what I'll do when it's table time is I'll just grab this little book bucket thing and bring it over to the table with me. Kids each have one of those little bucket things too for their books for the day. They're actually on the table right now, which I'll show you. And then the next one down here, these are all the teacher manuals. Or in this one here. This is all just extra books and things that we are gonna use this year. They're just not out yet because we don't need it yet. And then in this one, this is just a bunch of random stuff. I don't even know. We have craft mats here that I just stick in here, and like a little personal whiteboard I just stick in the side here. This is mostly like math manipulatives and things that I can give to the toddler to play with, like coloring. There's some extra binders in here too. Then the whole bottom is dedicated to the toddler because he gets into everything. So I just figured I'd put a bunch of toys and things for the toddler on this whole bottom shelf. So this is just a bunch of toys. It's got like a drum and a xylophone, and there's some shapes, like a shape sorter, like a shape puzzle on the bottom here. This is one of our clock things that the kids like to play with. There's some cars and stuff in there too. I've got a big puzzle there, and then a fire truck. And this is like one of those, it's like a number peg thing. These are fun. He loves this. He's really good at this, actually. It's one of his favorites. Yeah. And then over on this side, I just have some of our National Geographic kits and our microscope to pull out when we want to pull them out. And then I also, back here, I've stuck behind it some of our like project boards and things. So this is the, like for instance, the first grade enrichment. This is our Animal Kingdom board to kind of organize all of our animals in the Animal Kingdom. I also have a spot here where I have like hooks for some of our flashcards. Obviously, the hooks are not getting used. We haven't touched these ones in a while. So might have to think of a new system with the flashcards. We'll see. And then I have this portable whiteboard. I've had this one for a while. It's actually my husband's from work. So I just use this for like memory work things and spelling lists to have up all the time. Then I have the whiteboard over here. This one has, has magnets. You can use magnets on it. So I put these things up for the beginning of the day, and then later on in the day when I have to write stuff on the board for the kids, I'll just take those down because it's not very big. And then this is like a small cork board that I pinned up our calendar onto. And then of course, like we have a globe and a flag and stuff. This is like just my mom pile. You know how that goes. And then I do store some stuff in here. Like I store like, I don't know, the art cards are in here. The Manner of the Week cards are in here. I have a few like stickies and more hooks, and this is all the calendar stuff. And the toddler looks like got in here too. That goes somewhere else. And then down here I have like my laminator. I won't open this one, but there's like my laminator and just like extra binders and stuff are in there too. So I kind of have this whole side of the sideboard here. The rest of it is for like our dishes, like our china, like real dining room stuff, you know? But that's on that side. We mainly do school at the table here. It just works really well for us. When the kids are reading, like independently reading, they definitely like snuggle up on the couch with a blanket and stuff. I don't mind that at all. That's great. And we have table time over at our kitchen table, but mainly our school is getting done here, which is why it's always a disaster at the end of the school day. Now I have it set up for tomorrow morning. So when we start school tomorrow morning, this is their bucket with their books that they will need tomorrow. Then we have their manuals here. I highlighted the things for my 7-year-old that he can do as his independent work when I'm working one-on-one with the 5-year-old. This kind of helps us know what to do. He knows what to expect that way. I do it on my 5-year-old's book too, more so for me, so that I know what to give her to do when it's time for her independent work. But they have those out, and their flashcards are actually just like right in here. It's just kind of worked for us so far this year, and I'm probably gonna just keep it this way. They have their flashcards in here. It's just easy grab. And I know a lot of people using Memoria Press always ask about the flashcard systems because there's just a lot of flashcards. So what I found, and I don't know, we'll see how it goes this year, but I found these colored binder rings on Amazon. And what I did was I just matched the color to the color of the book, basically. So like Prima Latina is mostly white, so I put a white ring. And then English grammar recitation is, has the blue, so I put a blue ring on the English grammar recitation one. Timeline was brown, and I didn't have brown, so I went with orange. I mean, these are easier to find anyways because the timeline cards are a different color. And again, Mammals was brown too, and I had already used orange, so I just went with red. But yeah, you could probably get other colors too. I only just got the one set that had certain colors, but I probably should just get out my box of flashcards so I can show you. So here I have my box of flashcards out. These were the binder rings. They're all different colors. I'm sure there's other sets with more colors as well. These are the colors that the set came with. It works, it's good. And then I also just have like normal metal binder rings. But I actually, during the summer, I went through and separated it, especially with like the English grammar recitation cards, because it comes with all the cards for all the years. And I didn't want to have to go through that every summer and try to figure that out. So I put this year's cards on blue, and then, so this is the rest of this year's cards. And then I just went and looked online on Memoria Press and saw which color the books were for each year. And that's what I just used that color binder ring. So these are all ready for the next few years. You know, there's book 2, it's red. And then the phonics flashcards are all here too. And those are just on normal metal binder rings, and I just separated them. So I have like, this one is just the alphabet. Oops, I can't see. There you go. Like this one, probably the smallest grouping of the phonics flashcards, and it's just the alphabet. And then I have, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember how I split it. I think I split it by the categories they had. Like these are all the common and sight words. These are all, I don't know. I think I went by like the number groupings that they had. Yeah. Letters with more than one sound. Common sight words, yeah. So that's kind of what I did. And then, yeah, and then you also have like the timeline cards that are in here. These ones it looks like I just put these on a metal ring. And then these are like Latina Christiana is already in here too, and I guess I put them on light blue. So I just kind of separated it by the color of the book and what colors of the binder rings I had. And this is the rest of the Prima flashcards for the year. So I will be pulling these out and adding them into his ring stack as we go. I'm sure there are probably better systems out there for flashcards, but I do like the color coordinated binder rings. It works for me for sure. I might have to figure out this mess a little bit better, but you know, one thing at a time, right? And I want to see how a year goes before I start going and buying like fancy boxes and all that kind of stuff to see how much like we really end up using the flashcards. So far we have. We'll see. All right, and then this is the last spot that I have where I store a lot of our like craft supplies and things. So I had this cart for like my first year homeschooling. We had our books on here. I really hated having the portable cart moving all around and stuff. So this now just lives in here, and it stores all of our craft supplies. I've got like clay and paints and all that kind of stuff. And if the kids want to use something, it's right there for them. And then over here, and I'm storing a bunch of stuff. I've got soccer clothes in the bottom bin. I've got dance clothes in the second bin. This bin here is all Play-Doh. And then this here is usually where our kinetic sand lives. Obviously, it is out being used. And then also I just put my 5-year-old stamps here too. And then these are the games that my kids have free access to whenever they want to play them. So like Jenga and dominoes, Trouble, Operation, chess. My son has his own chess set upstairs too, and then I think I have Candyland up here too. But this top shelf, my kids can't reach, and we keep it that way. I've got puzzles and other games up there, and then up there is the additional craft supplies, like stuff that I really don't want them getting into. You know, like the acrylic paint, stuff like that. And things that I know I'm gonna need for the crafts during the year that I don't want them using. And then these are just our library bags hanging on a hook. But everything's kind of like organized right in here. And like this is the cleanest it's looked in a while. So it's not usually this clean. Usually my toddler gets in here and this whole thing is just like all over the floor. But it's clean today. Cool. All right, so that's just like a little snapshot of where we keep our things and how I organize my stuff. I'm a pretty minimal person. I don't like having a lot of clutter around. I don't like having a lot of extra stuff. It gives me stress having lots of extra stuff around my house. So I do my best to declutter my surroundings. I'm not a minimalist when it comes to books though. I have a lot of books and I love books, and I want my children to love books too. So I prioritize. So that's just like a picture into what we have for homeschool, how I make everything work, where I keep stuff. Memoria Press there's a lot of books, you know, so I have the extra books from previous grades out in a big bin in my garage right now. I think I'm just gonna keep it that way for right now. Eventually I'll probably have multiple bins, and that's okay. And then I also keep my kids like records, their curriculum manuals with all the notes of all the things that they did and examples of work and all that kind of stuff in like a folder, like a file folder thing. Just for records, and so that they can look back on it one day, because I think that's fun and I'm sure they will too. If you're homeschooling with Memoria Press and you're trying to figure out how to organize the stuff, I hope this was helpful to you. Just kind of show that you don't have to have an enormous entire wall bookcase for all the books. You can make it work. I do get all of the enrichment books at the library, I should say that. Except for ones that I had a hard time finding at the library. I bought a small handful of them at like thrift books and stuff, but most of the enrichment books I do get at the library because money. But yeah, hopefully this is helpful to you. If you have any questions, you can definitely ask them below, or comments too, always welcome. Definitely subscribe if you're interested in more homeschooling content, especially if you're homeschooling with Memoria Press, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.